Far and away the most requests I've gotten so far in the first week of Madden 23 are people wanting to know how to beat man press coverage easily. I guess it's this 3-3-5 loop or the mid blitz meta, or really truthfully any man coverage blitz, or for some of y'all it might just be 2-man under that is giving you guys trouble. So in today's video I'm going to show you guys probably the best press beater in Madden 23. Truth be told, I probably shouldn't be showing it to you this early because it's really good. Let's get into it. What is up, guys? Zan from the Zan Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a route that you guys ought to add to your offense when you're facing man press. Now, this is something that will be especially useful against a cover 1 or cover 0 blitz. A lot of players like to run this blitz style right now because players are struggling to find man beaters. Route abilities aren't in Madden Ultimate Team yet. So a lot of players are running this double loop meta, which, by the way, if you guys are struggling with that meta, you guys ought to head over to my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. We've just put out Sulty's offensive game plan out of the Pittsburgh Steelers single back wing stack. Now, this is an offense that absolutely shreds the double loop meta. If you guys struggle against man blitz metas at all, this is something that completely screws up the alignment of these particular formations. And in particular, when you guys go to play that man press against this type of formation, you'll realize very quickly you cannot play it. There are so many man beaters, man swaps, all kinds of glitchy route combinations. This is one of the best offenses right now in Madden. And trust me, this is a very defensive Madden early on. So head over to gridirongameplans.gg. You get that game plan along with the vault updates, everything on the website for just $9.95 a month. Go sign up. Now, today's tip actually takes a concept that was put in that game plan, and it's going to be something that I'm going to show you can be a building block of any offense that you guys run. And that is the smart routed fade stop. Now, stop if you've ever heard me talk about this route before. This is a route that is one of my favorites over the last 3 years. In the past, I've always used it more so as basically a zone beating route, a super curl, if you will. But this is a route that is absolutely phenomenal against both man and zone this year because it does such a great job of getting a good release off of press. And also the turnaround animation is great against man if they aren't playing press, and it can also sit down against zone. So it checks a lot of boxes, and it's something that ought to be in your offense, simply put, because it is an effective route, period. Enough yammering, let's show it to you. The smart routed fade stop. Now, what I am going to do is move the ball back. We'll need a little bit of room. And this will also come down to whatever passing style that you guys use. So it does depend on what you guys equip in your settings. If you guys play classic, there's a specific way we're going to throw this. I would actually argue that this is better with the skill-based freeform passing. So take it for what it's worth. We'll go over both, but I like the freeform better. So what we're going to do is whenever we face a press coverage, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the pass rush out of the equation. I just kind of want to show you this real quick. You're just going to smart route your fade stop. And what ends up happening, this particular play has 2 of them. What ends up happening is the route, as soon as it gets off the jam, gets a speed boost up the field. And you could just throw it in behind the man coverage and rack it for a 1-play score. Now, if you're on classic, you're actually going to want to pass lead this up, but it will actually be better if you highball it. To highball, all you have to do is hold the left bumper, or L1 if you guys are on PlayStation, and you're going to rack it. So the highball rack is a very popular competitive technique right now. Basically, players will hold L1, throw the ball up the field, and just rack. And as you can see, it allows you to lead the receiver down the field a little bit better. Now, this particular play does have 2 of them. So if we were to take a look over here on the right side of the field, you'll notice that as soon as he gets off the press, he also gets a speed boost as well. But if you don't throw the ball soon enough, they do stop on their route, hence the name fade stop. So make sure that you guys are throwing this up the field when you guys are facing man press. So again, this will be really good against cover 0, cover 1, because there's no deep safety help over the top of these players. So you simply snap the ball and let them get that speed boost. Now, the problem is that sometimes they will end up getting shoved into the sideline really hard. I threw this ball for an interception because I want to show you guys what not to do. This will take a little bit of practice as well. But if you guys can kind of read the release, and when you see it, if it like runs into the sideline like this and kind of like stops, he's not going to get the speed boost up the field. However, if you take a look on the other side of the field, there's a slightly different animation. It's very, very subtle. You're going to notice that he doesn't get shoved nearly as far into the sideline. And when that happens, he's going to be able to get behind this player. So kind of read how close to the sideline they are. That speed boost typically will occur when they don't get shoved clean into the sideline. So practice that. Obviously, you guys will probably throw a few picks learning this process, but nobody ever starts off elite. They always fail upward. So I tell players that all the time on Gridiron. You have to throw the interception to know how to throw the touchdown. So practice this. Go in practice mode, learn it. You see right here, this is a good release. He's going to get that speed boost, high ball rack. You throw it behind, and you're just gone for a potential one-play score. Right there, we got a shoelace animation, but it's pretty good, pretty good. So naturally, once this happens to your opponent, they are going to play off coverage. Again, I'm just going to keep the pass rush off me here. I kind of want to show this to you. This year, any route that basically turns around and shows the quarterback their numbers is phenomenal against man-to-man. So I'm going to show you here. He's going to run this, just throw a little curl, come back, catch the football. Pretty easy to throw against off coverage as well. Now, if you guys are good at freeform passing, we're going to go ahead and show you how easy this tip can be with freeform passing. Now, once you can get them to start playing off coverage, this is where your freeform passing is going to be able to take over, and you're going to be able to throw the ball wherever you like. Now, one thing that I should recommend to you guys is that not every quarterback's release syncs the same with the pass lead that you're going to use for freeform. So while I'm not personally someone who uses Joe Burrow, I would have to put in the lab work time to figure out. But something that I just kind of want to show you is the ability for you to kind of throw some of these out routes to the back shoulder. Now, what you see right there is the fact that I can't get the ball in the spot that I want because Joe Burrow's release is different. It's a little bit faster than I'm used to. So what I would do is I would up my freeform reticle speed so that way I could actually put the ball in a better spot against that particular coverage. So if you guys feel like you're screwing up your freeform passes, a lot of it has to do with your comfort level and what type of throwing animation your quarterback has. Now, I think that this is probably going to be something you guys are going to ask a lot of questions about. So don't worry. I'm going to be talking about freeforming quite a bit this year with certain passes. So if you guys are on team freeform, don't worry. I'm on your side. I think this is a mechanic that we're just scratching the surface of what it's actually going to be able to do. But nonetheless, I've turned Joe Burrow's speed up. That's not necessarily going to be something that I'm going to be used to right away. But you see right away that same pass lead, I put the ball in a completely different spot simply because I upped the speed of this particular release. And there you go. I was able to turn it into an out route. You'll possession catch that rather than holding Y. But hopefully that kind of makes sense on when you're using this mechanic, why sometimes you see players who can put the ball in a spot that you feel like you can't. Your release might completely dictate what speed you need for your reticle. But that's another tip for another time, just a little bit of a morsel of extra info here in this video. But I hope you liked today's video on the Smart Routed Fade Stop. It is one of the best man press beaters in the game. Use it liberally against cover 0, cover 1. It'll be something that gets them out of press coverage, hopefully as a whole. Maybe they'll individually play off coverage on those routes if you're playing a really good opponent. But once you start to get those free releases, that's really going to open up your passing offense. Also, don't worry. I'm hearing rumors that the 3-3 loop is probably going to be patched this week. If that's the case, you won't have to worry about that. But players will still try to run mid blitz and those cover 0 blitzes, like say, for instance, the 4-3 even 6-1. And I want you guys to have something that is reliable against those tactics. So I hope you liked today's video. Make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, drop those below. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys right back here tomorrow with our next video upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.